Good. We know what time it is again. It's day 145 of this whole journey, and it's 2 a.m. It's about that time, 2 a.m. or so, around that. And today I was feeling pretty confused. Actually, I was pretty confused, and I think it was more tonight than anything. I, after I meditated and like during that process, I was just in this. It wasn't a fog really. I don't really get in fogs, but I was in this stasis of slight paralysis of just holy shit. I'm in this situation, and it's happened multiple times during this intentionally homeless grind. I'm just shocked. It's like I have all of my shit in 2 lockers in Planet Fitness, and this is the way I choose to experience life. And you know what? It really fucked me up after I was completely humbled today after doing 20 minutes on the Stairmaster on level 13. And I was like, I'm gonna go as long as possible without touching the sides of the the sides of the railing, holding on, and that didn't last very long. And so that was fucking with me because I was just looking at David Goggins. I'm comparing myself. Look at that. Comparison, biggest thief of joy right there, isn't it? It's more of, I know the work that David Goggins, maybe I don't know, but you can tell the work that David Goggins does behind the scenes shows when the 0.001% of the time we see him, which he was training with Israel Adesanya. And you could just tell that man just got done. I don't know if they did like a fucking 6-mile run or something like that. And then boom, they're straight on this bike. And then Israel Adesanya is blowing chunks, and David Goggins is fucking laughing and saying, "Welcome to my world, son. Welcome to my world." And then next thing you know, they're fucking on the Stairmaster, and he's still just fucking no hands, just getting after it. So I don't expect to be at that frequency, seeing that I don't do any cardio. Zero cardio, pretty much at this point. That's 5K really. And so I think that's gonna be a goal of mine, to try to do 20 minutes on the Stairmaster without touching the railings. That's a goal for sure. But after that, I sat in the fucking gym, and it was like 1:30, and I was just stuck. I think that's the best word to say. I was just stuck. And I was just processing where I'm at, where I'm going, where I've been at. And I really needed to find that when I was on the Stairmaster. And it went to every emotion possible and every place possible doing that shit. I was thinking of my boy Lucas. I was thinking of my boy Tu. I was thinking of my mom, my brother. Shit. Your boy. Hey, I'm getting tattooed tomorrow right there, baby. Let's go. My boy Yuri's tattooing your boy. Yo, I went to see him today, and I literally walked in. I was like, yo, what's good? He showed me the prints, and it was like a cute baby Yoda. He switched up the as fuck and put it together, and I said, yep. I said, fuck it. I literally saw it. I said, yep, that's what I want. I didn't really need to say much. He was like, all right, cool. Boom, he had the Yoda go, ass. Let's get me on my fucking die. Let's go. Oh, it's so lit. But I was very happy with it. I didn't really need to say much. I walked in for 30 seconds a minute. Didn't. Fuck it. Get tattooed tomorrow. Oh, man. The spiral of emotions. I mean, I wish you could have saw me sitting there for 30 minutes in the gym today, just fucking spiraling, stuck in my own thoughts, because that's the truth. I wasn't spiraling in a negative feedback loop. I was just, like, damn, we gotta make this work, make all this work. But your boy's fucking cut up, shredded, feeling fucking good. It's just there's certain points in times where you just get in these low vibrational moments with yourself, and you gotta find the answers. And that's what I was doing in that moment, and showered, colder shower today, which I'm very happy about, because we don't really have a lot of, the pipes aren't fucking hot in Florida, so it's not as cold as I would like it to be. But, it all came to the conclusion to say, out of everything I've read and studied, because I have my notes and I just read them over, whether it be over my genital herpes notes, over my polyamorous notes, over any of my self-development notes, my goals of notes, I read consistently over and over again. If I don't know something clearly, I'll go back and I'll just fucking run it through and study it. And then I'll go through my notes of the Jungle Podcast, the Jungle Fever, what those mean, Jungle University. Those have been kind of put on the back burner. Not back burner, but just focus where the energy is being put towards the Intentionally Homeless Ground right now. But I was listening to some polyamorous, non-monogamy. Oh, that's what happened today. Man. Well, before I get to that, got to the non-monogamous and learned a lot today. A lot of breakthroughs within the non-monogamy section of my brain. It was fucking fire. But to cap what I was trying to say is, I just want to experience all of what life has to offer. That's what it came down to. I sat down and I was in my thoughts stuck. I want to experience everything what this life has to offer, and I don't want to leave one drop to chance, because I made decisions based off of how I feel instead of what works or what could work, right? And I could be making it based off of a process that I could have for myself and a direction that I could create for myself, but instead I decided to go down a path that everybody else was going down, and that's why the path isn't clear. Because if the path was clear, then I'd be on someone else's. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Being in this unknown space to and then find home. Look at that shit. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. Home sweet home, baby. But yeah, I just want to experience all of what this has to offer, bro. That's it. That's all. So you better believe I'm gonna live my best life. I'm gonna have the most life experience possible and have fun while I'm doing it. So I'm gonna be getting tattoos and going to lifestyle festivals and having good times with people, while and then also having the balance of Potentially Homeless Grind. Equal and opposite forces create balance. The yin and yang. The yin and yang. The dark and light. Death and life. It's all of it. The extremes create balance. Opposite extremes. For sure. What the fuck? Okay, my guy. No, I'm not sitting y'all up on the ground. Y'all. Your boy's looking fucking yeeted, though. He's looking yeeted for sure. For sure. But I will talk to y'all about. It's just so wild. That's why it's my life. It wouldn't be Jungle Day without being in the jungle. It would be a wild one if I wasn't in the wild. Fuck. Okay. I might bring out the laptop and iPad too for this. Maybe. We'll see. But today, I was going on my polyamorous notes because I was talking to said woman about relationship, and she was like, I don't know about all that polyamorous stuff. And I was having trouble articulating my thoughts, so I had to go back to my notes to understand back to the roots, like why does Jungle J, what does polyamory mean to Jungle J? Like why does he want to be in a polyamorous relationship? You know what? First thing I read was, which is fucking great, I don't know why I even forgot about this, but the reason I want to be polyamorous is because I want to diversify my portfolio and have multiple streams of income. You're like, oh, well, what does that mean? Please elaborate. Oh, so I will. I for sure will, my guy. Raggy. Scooby. Raggy. Well, I believe a 9 to 5 is like a stable job at a good company. That's what a 9 to 5 reminds me of, and that's what monogamy reminds me of. It's a 9 to 5 stable job at a good company, a solid company. And non-monogamy reminds me of entrepreneurship and you starting a startup and having no backup plan and no safety net. But if it works, you have the opportunity to love the truest possible, the freest possible, and the deepest possible. And that's what I came to the conclusion with. And I'm going to pull up my notes on what I have. Then really, ChatGPT gave me the rest. So it's really fire. It's talking about, I'm not going to try to explain it, but yeah, I can go more into detail of why I am polyamorous, solo polyamorous, because I want to attract poly-minded people, not open-minded people, but poly-minded, for sure. And as people understand that, guess what? Guess what? Maybe you enjoy having your one sacred book that you fucking love and adore, and that gives you the stories that you need. But you know what? I want the whole fucking library. I want the whole library to explore all the different stories, and I want the person that I'm with to do the same, because there's so much to learn. Not only that, but maybe you just enjoy your one flower that you like to water, grow, and that's your fucking, there's nothing like it. You know what? I love it for you. There's no judgment here for you. I like if that's the case, but I'm a fucking gardener. And me being a gardener, I want to garden, I want to water the whole garden. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. Not only that, but you know what? You might just want to focus on one light bulb. Light up one light bulb. And that one light bulb lights up the whole room. Great. I'm happy it lights up the whole room for you. But you know what? I want to fucking light up the whole fucking city, the whole fucking world with connections and vibrations and energy and soul ties. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Right? This is it. This is it. Those are the kind of analogies of what I can get to, or why I believe in polyamorous dynamics. But deep rooted to my core, why I feel the way I do and through my experiences, because there's a few reasons. It's because number one, definitely, is I felt limited and confined. Like, what do you mean? Well, I felt limited and confined not by the person, but by the situation, right? And the situation was me asking myself, am I loving this person out of freedom, security, and love? Or am I saying love is out of fear? Or is it out of ownership or jealousy? That's definitely how I felt. Next, I felt as if I know I learned so much from the people I'm around, and so if I'm limited to one relationship, one partnership, I feel like there are aspects of myself that I will neglect because I will need to neglect those for the partner that I'm with. Because guess what? We're in a scarcity paradigm where anybody of the opposite sex is a threat. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Not only that, but I just get so much energy from talking to other people. So much energy. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I also love to challenge myself. Who could have guessed that? Fucking guess that. Challenge myself. The world couldn't have guessed that. Test the phone. Oh, did I? Oh, I also like to challenge myself, but a lot of people, when they feel challenged within the polyamorous world, open relationship world, what happens? It's usually because based off the emotions, the negative emotions that they feel, and they think that those are emotions that are innately not biological or genetic within a natural place that we should be. That's not the truth, because number one reason why people probably have the challenge that people go through is jealousy within open relationships, so they just don't want to deal with that. What if I told you that not only jealousy, but all of your fear-based negative emotions that you could feel are rooted in self-reflection and not the other person? That would be interesting. And that if you understand where those come from, that you can learn to love freely. Jealousy, to learn that these negative emotions are directional signals to point you in the direction to where you need to go and what needs to be solved, which are deep-rooted things within yourself. So that's interesting. Another reason what? I'm always interested to see my boots outside of my boots. Oh yeah, I can't see that. I put them outside of my space. But oh yes, sir. Getting Tempur-Pedic, baby. Fuck. But also it's an honesty within communication and things too, because it's like, I would say, not my last ex. My last ex, we were in an open relationship. I say open relationship and not polyamorous, because we wanted to connect. We did want to connect with people on a more emotional level, which I could say that was the case, but we would see people for a week at a time and then they would leave. So I'd say we were more in an open relationship, but my ex, she was more in a situation where she only had 10% of options because she wasn't attracted to older men, a temptation. So that cuts out like 90% of the men that come there, or at least 80%. And then if there's a 20% of younger dudes, then she has to be able to connect with them on an intellectual, emotional level, and then be able to go out, which she has limited time, and then move forward, which did happen, and I got to experience that, which was a beautiful thing. I'm not going to go and dive in deep with that, but same with me. I mean, mine was the exact opposite. I had 90% of options. All these older women were like fucking legs spread if I really just needed to ask. Because I was in this hierarchy of the social market, social status there. So, yeah. But yeah. And lastly, I think there's maybe one or two more, maybe. Why? Oh, yeah. Is that once you get to the point of understanding that you're going to love more than one person, you realize that one person can't satisfy all your wants and needs. So once you accept that, you hold less resentment towards the person that you're with, and it releases them of these unbearable expectations, and you have them appreciate them more. It really is a beautiful thing. Yeah, it really is a beautiful thing. And not only do I believe in the quality of relationships that most people believe in, but I believe in the quantity of them as well. And since we're on the topic, even though I need to sleep, I don't really know these yet. Look at that Yuri tattoo. Let's go. It's at 11 tomorrow. Okay. I'm just going to read them off because some fire content. Oh. Just get my face. All right. 9 to 5 is to monogamy as entrepreneurship is to non-monogamy. Structure, number 1, structure versus freedom. 9 to 5 monogamy. Clear hours, defined roles, predictable outcomes. Oof. Entrepreneur, non-monogamy, freedom to create, infinite options, high risk, high reward. Oh, ain't that a bitch? All right, number 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna go through them. Number 2, security versus self-responsibility. And the whole idea of these isn't to say that either one doesn't have, like, it's saying that monogamy has structure and then non-monogamy has freedom. It's not saying that monogamy doesn't have freedom or non-monogamy doesn't have structure. It's saying this is more of the direction that it goes in to why people choose and feel within these relationship structures. So, and so facts. That's what I was just talking about. So in monogamy, you have your security, and then in non-monogamy, you have self-responsibility, right? Yeah, that's fucking fire. So monogamy, 9 to 5, you get paychecks on a regular. You follow a system. Same with monogamy, there's social approval and emotional job security. Hey, sorry, I love that. Entrepreneurship, you eat what you kill. Oh my god. Non-monogamy, you design your own emotional architecture. No one saves you but you. And that's the whole idea, right? It puts it in this space of the other person isn't making me feel this way because they love me fully and wholeheartedly. And they're having an experience outside of me to gain more love for themselves, to bring back into the relationship that we have, to build equity within our dynamic. And that's another thing that I mentioned that ChatGPT made a great analogy, which was, you're like, how the fuck do you have the time and energy? It's not about you making it equally. It's about you diversifying and building equity within the time you're with. And you're like, okay, what does that mean? Let me break down an example. A lot of people think that a relationship or a person needs to be cut up into pieces of pie, and that's the only way you can give a certain amount of time and energy. Like, you take a piece of pie and you give it to the other person, and you give it to each piece of pie is to the time and energy that you have invested into not only environment or people. That's not what it's about. That's a lot of people look at it that way, but it's not that. It's more about the people that are bringing the ingredients to make the pie. And some people sometimes can bring more ingredients to make the pie than others at some points in times. So sometimes there'll be some more time and energy for more other people and not. And eventually, over time, you guys will be able to keep making the best pie possible. That's the whole ideology behind the time and energy investment. And Ellen also talked about how it's not about your energy being divided, it's about it multiplying. And that example is based off of if you have a candle in a room, right? It's going to be pretty bright, or it's going to light the room up. But if you bring another candle into a room, or 2 or 3 candles into the room, it's going to light the whole shit up even more. When one may be dimming out and or dying, right? And it's multiplying in the aspect of one person may not be emotionally available at one point, or just checked out for the time being and need their own space. And then the other 2, 3, 4, however many people you have within your relationship dynamic can go to the other people for a larger support network. That's the whole idea. And not only just support in every direction, whether emotionally, mentally, even financially, if that's the case. Hopefully that's obviously financial diversity needs we talked about, but that's what people want. They want to diversify their portfolio for these multiple streams of income to come in. So it's high risk, high reward. So yeah. All right. Next, monogamy goes to the traditional path, and non-monogamy trailblazing. 9 to 5 society's default, what you're supposed to do. Monogamy, socially celebrated, the Disney script for sure. Entrepreneurship, you build your own path. Non-monogamy, rewrite the love manual. I love it. Efficiency versus expansion. I love it. Monogamy focused energy, one partner, easy logistics. Non-monogamy, complex systems, emotional scalability, poly ROI if you handle it right. Same with entrepreneurs, they juggle roles, pivot faster, and dream wild. Stability versus growth potential. 9 to 5, known outcome, cap growth. Monogamy, one relationship, deep roots. Entrepreneurship, infinite ceiling, unknown valleys. Non-monogamy, more connections, more complexity, more potential for deep transformation. Oof. So yeah, that's a bar right there. So yeah, you might have stability, but it says known outcome. I remember Tom Brady's fucking fire line. He said, what you know is limited, and what you don't know is limitless. And so that means whatever you don't, that means the growth potential versus stability. The growth potential is always going to come from an unknown place. So that means whenever the ceiling can be infinite and there can be unknown values, but there's going to be more connections and there's going to be more complexity. But that means more potential for deep connections, or deep transformation. And so that's what I've been saying. I've been like, yo, it just offers more opportunities if there's more people and experiences and ideas and perspectives. It's going to offer more opportunities for self-awareness and interpersonal skills and empathy. How is it not? It might be more complex, but it's like it was talking about the ROI scalability, right? Is that what it said? Oh, the emotional scalability. Yeah, complex system, poly ROI. Yeah, the poly ROI, if you handle it, can be scalable at a very high level if you handle it right. That's the whole deal. So, what was I trying to say earlier was monogamy is like a job with a company, great benefits, stable hours, expected responsibilities. Non-monogamy is like launching a startup. Yeah. All right. It's 2:45 a.m., so I'm gonna need to knock out. I need to set this alarm too, for sure. But because I need to wake up and get some fucking breakfast, some water in my system, so it's getting needled tomorrow, 11 a.m. Let's go. I'm about to shave my face. All right. And tomorrow, we're gonna try to do the jungle connection, the jungle flow cards. Let's see what we can do with those. Paint my nails, do the jungle flow cards. Might go to Stowe, print those, see what we can do with those. I think I'm really excited to see what I can use in Oklahoma at this place, and I think it'll be a good trial. Start the fight the stigma tour, do these interviews. I got to see what's up with these microphones, and yeah. So I'm excited for what's next. Excitement can never end when you're in the jungle, for sure. Set that alarm for fucking 9 a.m. for sure. I am at 9:30. Be there for my dog. And yeah, I appreciate y'all allowing me to express. It's good to speak out the thoughts and voices in my head and what I learned, and eventually one day someone's gonna fucking see this and learn something from it too. Today is not that day though. It's for damn sure in the past 65 days have not been them days either. But the energy will catch up. My energy will catch up. Energy will catch up. But thank y'all for watching, because I know this is one of those things that will reciprocate in the future. But as of right now, you just gotta bring value to your hour, right? And see the value in it and just believe. Belief says show me. Then no, it says believe and then I'll show you. Science says show me, then I'll believe. So I'm just believing so I can show you, show the world. Believe in the unseen. Isn't that the interesting definition, that you have to, belief comes from the unseen. Belief comes from you believing in the unseen, so does fear. It just depends on how you look at it. There's something there with that. But much love. Keep spreading it. Remember, love, energy, and truth is the answer. No matter the question, we're changing the world one person at a time. We're changing the world one naked truth at a time. And just know we're just getting started. Continuous new beginnings. There is no end. Only continuous new beginnings. All right. We're continuing the jungle story to bring stories to reality, for sure. Because everyone's story has a mission, which has a purpose, which I believe can change the world one person at a time. And this story will do so. So, that was this. Yeah.